Okay, sorry, I had to do that. Today, we are going to be talking about chicken farming. Yes, chicken farming. And we're also going to be talking about an essence farm. Now, I'm not going to get super duper in depth on the chicken farming, simply because I know there's ways to upgrade the quality of your chicken and get them producing more. But I'm just going to get you started because basically what I like to use my chickens for is my base for essence farming, which is the other thing we're going to be talking about today. So, let's start off with chickens. Now, probably one of the first things you did if you were following your achievement guide was build a pasture 25 blocks away from where you're normally working. You can see over here we have our pasture. And then you're going to get yourself a few chickens. And if you feel like doing the chicken breeding, which is a pain in the rear, but I still highly suggest, you're going to get started making all kinds of fancy chickens. Now I'm just going to stop here and say, while you're doing your farming, grab a few sheep and throw them in a little pasture. I put them in this little pasture because I got wolves that spawn and I didn't want them getting eaten. Because the wool from these guys is excellent for making elevators. If you've seen me going up and down between floors like this. Yeah. Now, there we go. I use wool elevators for that because I found they are the best method for that. I've tried different types of elevators, but I like that. So make sure you make yourself a little pen for sheep and make sure they're on grass so they got food and you can shear them and get started with your chickens. So you can see I've got all these guys set up in these little chicken pens here, nesting pens. So you're going to need to get a few of those started. You don't have to go quite as crazy as I do, but it's a little bit easier to keep track of your chickens and to not have to worry about every time you walk into your chicken farm getting poop and feathers and all kinds of stuff you don't want from your chickens in your inventory. So go ahead and start making some nesting pens, and you're going to want to start off with the tier 1 chickens. So our tier 1 chickens are going to be bone meal, yellow dye, lapis, green dye, red dye, ink sac, sand, log, flint, nether quartz, soul sand. So, or excuse me, I think I called one bone meal. It's actually bone white is what it's called. So these chickens are pretty easy to make. There are some excellent charts out there. I have actually 2 pulled up at the moment. If you search Sky Factory 3 and chickens, you can find yourself a chart that is easy to use, but I'm just going to go ahead, instead of showing you the charts, tell you a little bit about how to get your tier 1 chickens. So these guys are super easy. All you got to do is get yourself an egg, and then you put 8 of the materials around them that you want to make, except for nether quartz and soul sand. These 2 are more of a pain in the butt to get. But with the bone meal, yellow dye, lapis, green dye, red dye, ink sac, sand, log, flint, you get 1 egg and surround it with the different items that you want. So it'd be 1 egg surrounded by 8 bone meal would give you your bone white chicken. And then from there, you can start breeding different kinds of chickens. Now, let's talk about soul sand and the nether quartz chicken, because these 2 are a pain in the butt to get. So here I've got my portal to the nether realm. And I actually forgot to bring my net with me. Darn it. Oh, nope. It's in my backpack. Ha 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 ha. So here we are. Turn on my... Oh, it didn't load me all the way. It does this to me sometimes. Kind of why I hate coming here sometimes. Gotta disconnect and reconnect. Thank you, game. Reconnect. There we go. Oh boy, this is being slow. Come on, game. Come on, game. I believe in you. There we go. So, now where you're going to find them, I'm going to turn on my night vision here. I'm sorry, it's going to be bright red, is at these castles down here. So, let me just go ahead and pull up my backpack and grab either my capture wand or my net. I think I got the capture wand here. Works the same as an animal net, and if you're wondering how to make a net, you can just come in here and look up nets. Let's see. Ugh, I passed it. There's so many. Right here. Animal net. So, 3 sticks and 3 string will get you a net. And you're going to need that in order to pick up these chickens as we find them. So I'm coming out here to where I know a castle is. So you're going to definitely need a jetpack before you get these chickens. You can kind of leave them for a little while and work on the other chickens if you don't want to worry about them. But if you do have the ability, you have a jetpack, you know where a castle is, you can come out here and you can find chickens. So here is a soul sand chicken, just kind of hanging out. And if we looked a little harder, I think we can probably find another quartz chicken somewhere over here too. So let's see. No, none there. Probably hiding somewhere. There we go. Here's our nether quartz chickens. Hello guys. So that's really good to know because it's going to be pain in the rear to get all of your crafting up. Why am I lagging? If you don't have it. Oh yeah. This was a chance cube gone wrong, right? There we go. So we're going to go ahead and head back home. I've showed you where to get those chickens. Hopefully it doesn't make me log out and back in again. We shall find out. There we go. And we're going to head over to our chickens. So, excuse me 1 second, I got a cough again. There we go. Sorry about that. And now we're going to take a look at what we got. So, I have all the base chickens here. I got flint, sand, log, nether quartz. And soul sand is hiding somewhere over here. He's over here. And then I got bone white, yellow, blue, green, red, and black. Those were all the base chickens that I needed. And when I want to hatch the eggs, I have to put them in these little nests here. And these are also a pain in the butt to make. You're going to need to start farming a ton of wheat in order to start making all these pens and these nests, because if you look here, let's do pen. Pen requires a egg nest and some wood. Egg nest requires 3 bales of hay. 3 bales of hay require 12 wheat. So it's sort of a pain. But when you get your egg you want to hatch, you right click it into these nests. So let's see if we can find an egg in here. I might not have any in this computer anymore. There we go. We'll take this light blue chicken egg. Oops. Yeah, we'll put them back in a minute. And we'll just right click it into this nest. And that's going to slowly hatch. Now, I have seen people say if you crouch on it, it goes faster. It does seem to. But it's going to take a while to hatch. So you can just ignore it for now. Chickens are a very, very slow process. Now, me being me and being totally anal about storage and automating everything, you can see how I've got all my chickens in a pen, but there's all this stuff down here underneath. So you'll recognize this if you watch my refined storage. I've got, oof, wow, my computer is full at the moment. I've got all this material coming into here, so I'm telling it, I want that. I'm taking the poop off because I don't want the poop anymore. But you can see, currently I'm not taking any eggs in, and there's a reason for that. And that's because at the moment, these guys are not my chicken breeders. I don't need to worry about it. but I have right here hooked into these boxes because it's pulling everything out of these nesting pens, which are probably full because it's not pulling any items out. You can see I've got the nesting pens emptying into the computer, only the items I want, and the rest are going into this trash chest, which is throwing all this stuff away. So I just shift click on that and get rid of it. And you can see I've got this all the way around. I did multiple network receivers. I didn't really need to. I was worried it would be a little bit slow, but it doesn't make a difference. As you can see, everywhere back here. This was quite the undertaking to set it up. They're all back here, all with their chests, all with their nesting pens. And this is all hooked up nice and neat. Now you're not going to have this at first. This is something that's going to take you a while to get. One second here. I'm going to grab my little net because I want the proper net. I'll start showing you the nice way I've found to breed these chickens. Where is my net? Get me my net. It seems my net is nowhere. So I'll just make a new one real quick. Alright. Net. Where are you, net? I just saw you. Let me search animal. There we go, that was faster. There we go. Got a little net. And we're going to go back and look at the chickens. So, what I have is all these guys lined up in these pens that took me forever to do. But I also have these special pens here. You can see I've got two side by side. And these guys actually siphon out the eggs into my computer system from breeding chickens. So basically you need to pull up your trusty chart. I'm going to actually put one on the screen for a second. You can see the address of the creator. I am not the creator. But this is one of the charts that sort of helps you visualize what you do with your chickens. So this one actually, I found out later, was incomplete. There were more chickens than what's listed here. I'm assuming something changed after this post was made. But you can see here, if you want a chicken that produces string, you're going to need to breed your black ink chicken with your log chicken. If you want glowstone, you're going to need your yellow chicken with your nether quartz. You want gunpowder, you need sand and flint, and so on and so forth. And this is going to make you your tier 2 chickens right here. Now after that, things get a little bit more complicated, and you're going to need to start breeding some of these tier 3 chickens. So let's take a look. Right here is a tier 2 chicken, the brown one. You'd have to breed it with a string chicken, also a tier 2, to make a leather chicken. And then so on and so forth all the way down the line. And you can see there are a lot of chickens, and this is going to be a very time-consuming project. Simply because you have to wait on the chickens to hatch, and then you have to wait on them to make an egg for you. They're kind of picky sometimes. So let's go ahead and grab 2 chickens that we know is going to make an egg for us. Let's see here. So what was that one I mentioned? It was the string chicken. So that was, or the leather chicken, that was the brown chicken. So, brown chicken. Got to shift click to get him out of there. There we go. Shift right click, that is. Put that guy there with our string chicken, which should be past this cow. You're in the way, Mr. Cow. Boop. Go. And I'm putting them right here. And if we leave these guys be, they're going to make a new little baby chicken for us, and that will be our leather chicken. So this computer, I set it up before I did hooked in the other refined storage system, just because I wanted something that could hold everything. I was doing a bunch of boxes and it was just getting cluttered as can be. But I haven't hooked this into the main computer system just because, take a look at this. That is a lot of chicken poop. I could filter it out, but ugh, what a pain. I've just been lazy. I said, I'm gonna leave it. But you can see here I'm getting a lot of really good materials out of these chickens. So I got labels on the ground to make it easier for me to breed these chickens, but I go through, and when I need something new, I pull up the chart and okay, I finally got my water chicken. What can I breed with the water chicken? And then I'll set it up in the pens and let it breed. And they do have to be side by side like this. So now these two chickens, if they're capable of making something, since they're sitting next to each other anyway, can produce me something too. So when I had this big line and I didn't have enough pens going and I needed lots of eggs, I would sometimes intentionally set a couple of chickens next to each other to make me the right kind of egg. So you can see here that the chickens become a little bit more important down the line. They are going to get you some good stuff. I mean, we got a blaze rod chicken here, graphite, aluminum, diamond, slime, elementium, whatever. Prismarine, ender pearls, gas tears, which that's spelled wrong, I know that. Magma cream, blood, blue slime, eulorium, all kinds of really good stuff. And where it's really going to get important is when you start getting down to this stuff here. I think that's also spelled wrong. The Maniloran, or however you say it. Terrasteel, pig iron, elementium, night slime, plutonium, silicon is not so bad. See, this is what happens when you just read signs. Energetic alloy, vibrant alloy, dark steel. Those are all pretty important ones. Pulsating iron, conductive iron. But mostly, in my personal opinion, the important ones are the night slime and the Maniloran, because those are kind of a pain in the butt to get. And you're going to want them later on the line when you start doing essence farming. So let's talk about essence farming. So there's definitely a few ways to get yourself your essence. You can come over here and have a mob farm. It's producing lots of inferium for you. Or you can actually plant plants like my friend has over here, getting you your inferium essence. Now he's got it set up with, right here, a farming station and one of these guys. That's a growth crystal. So that's automatically watering him and fertilizing the soil, so he doesn't have to worry about it. So it's making things grow a little bit faster. And this thing here is automatically farming it for him. Now the pain in the butt is you're going to need a hoe in here, so you're going to have to check every once in a while. You can see his hoe broke, so he's not actually harvesting anything at the moment. But these are really, really nice. And he has a few more over here too, where he set up some other stuff that we needed. Pulsating iron, ardites, draconium. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Maniloran, energetic alloy, yeah. Good stuff to have. Now I do believe, actually, I forgot to mention, I believe there is a draconium chicken. But now that I say that, I am not sure. But the reason I'm mentioning all this is because I think it's important to get yourself a ton of essence so you can set up an essence farm like this. So you'll have your stuff, your inferium that you get from mobs, and then you'll want to start going into your farming. So let's see, I think it's mystical agriculture. So I need to do @mystical. Mystical agriculture is going to start using your inferium essence to make inferium seeds, different sort of essence seeds here. So we have This here is going to be our basic inferium seed that we can plant and start harvesting inferium from. And then after that, we can start doing seeds for more complicated reasons. Now, why am I tying this in with chickens? Because chickens have a very easy way to acquire some of the harder to get materials. Yeah, you got to do a lot of breeding to get some of these, but once you can hit this point, you're going to have a good bit of resources that you're going to want to make seeds for. And the nice part about these seeds, let me go ahead and throw this essence in the computer, is you can use those seeds along with the cloches. And I'll do a more in-depth video on the cloches, but just wanted to give you sort of an overview here of your starter essence farm, your inferium farm, and getting yourself some inferium. So if you were to have a hoe, this box would be full of inferium. If I can take you downstairs, I'll show you his computer. Hopefully he doesn't mind. Here we go. And you can see he's got a ton of essences in here that he gets from farming. Okay, I think his inferium, I made it all into blocks because his computer was getting awfully full. But all that material you're going to need is going to be endgame. So you can see here I used to have my gravel system right in here, and I took everything that I could get from gravel and I set up cloches instead that will produce essence and essentially make me the materials I need faster than anything. So, oh, look at our little baby chicken. Isn't that cute? Hello there. You're just so cute. Yeah, you are. Let's get rid of you. Come here. I don't need you. You can come over here. Hang out over here. There we go. So, this is sort of your advanced chicken farm setup. You need to go ahead and pull up a chart and see what kinds of chickens you can make. It's been a long time since I've done it, so I'm not entirely sure on everything. But you can see there's a lot of really good materials that you can use to get yourself started and to work towards your essence farm. And actually, I didn't see draconium there. I think I was a bit confused as to where on earth our draconium actually came from. So yeah, so this is basically the basic farming setup. You can do other stuff here like nature essence and stone essence and wood essence and dirt essence that will help you and be exceptionally useful to you. So I want to thank you for joining. Actually, you know what? I will show you one more thing, and that is milk. So just for the heck of it, if you know how to make a cow in a jar, what you do is you place a jar. Let's go ahead and get everything set up. So we're going to need a milk jar. Let me go ahead and make it here. Milk jar. And we're going to need an anvil. I'll just borrow one I already have. I'm going to need my net, and I'm going to need some blocks. We're going to go ahead and use some glass blocks so you can see what happens. So let's grab the clear glass blocks. And let's go make a cow in the jar, since we have some cows here just hanging out. Oops, that's one too many. So let's do this. And then I'll show you how to get your milk setup automated. I'm going to go 3 high. Probably don't need quite that high, but we'll do this. Hopefully, should be okay. Let's see. Cow. Gotta kind of finagle it. Drop our cow. Oh, actually, nope, I did that wrong. Cow comes second. Milk jar first. There we go. Scroll up. Move up, I should say. Drop our cow. And then take your anvil. Go like you're placing it in the world. Hey! Look at that. It's a cow in a jar. I love it. Always happens. Not all in one tool, man, I tell you. Too good. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this back. We got our cow in the jar. There we go. And now I set up a system over here to fill this giant seared tank with milk. So this took me quite a while to figure out, and I'm going to go ahead and grab, out of range again, a few little things. I'm going to grab some transfer rings just so I can see if I have any in place. I don't think I did. And I do apologize. I set this up ages ago, so it took me a while to figure out. But I've got my cow in the jar sitting on top of the mechanical user set to activate block with item. And what was in here was empty buckets. You can see this thing is full at the moment, so there are no empty buckets. And I have a flat transfer node that's allowing only milk through into this dispenser. The dispenser was then dispensing milk into this fluid tank. And I had this set up here. See, here's the transfer. To transfer buckets back into the mechanical user. So it was pulling milk out of the cow in the jar, putting it into the dispenser. Dispenser is putting in the fluid tank. And fluid tank is set up here to push all the milk into that big seared tank. Now this has to be on push-pull, so you can do the thing with the buckets, getting them back afterwards, and putting them back into the dispenser. So there we go. We have a tank full of milk using a cow in the jar. Alright, I wanted to share that because that actually took me a long time to figure out how to get that working. But anyway, I know this was not really a tutorial video, just sort of a short, hey, here's this thing type video. If you have any questions though, you want anything clarified, let me know and I'll get right on that. Alright, thank you for watching. Bye bye.